It's a brand new week on Your View. Welcome to the show. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. I am Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-hosts here. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
I'm trying to be all excited. I don't know if he's working.
No, I don't think he's working.
Okay. All right.
Even I wanted to sing just to, just brighten up the day.
Yes, so
but it's not working.
Jimmy, what's up? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I did absolutely nothing. I slept throughout.
Nice.
Well rested. We usually have estate association meeting last.
Yeah, and these your meetings. Yeah.
I just sent them an apology on Friday. I intend.
Well, how has it been though? The meetings.
Interesting.
All the characters.
Mariah, the characters is a Nigerian character. And I keep on saying to myself,
and because they all have money.
I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to walk out. This is what we are always saying about Nigeria. Somebody just thinks that they are a dictator. No, it won't happen.
Interesting. So you see like leadership in a smaller circle. Interesting.
Excuse me.
All right. Let me come to Nima. Nima, how's your weekend?
Very well. I can relate with what Jumeke is saying because I had the same problem. We had our own street was cut out of the power since Thursday,
right.
And just because the landlords are all powerful, we could not come to a consensus on how to go about repairing it. So a few people will the few people that can agree will then donate monies and go and repair, which is the usual practice. So I can relate a lot.
And we also have a guest co-host with us, Zainab Ibrahim. She's a journalist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Can I sing at this point?
Yeah. Want to sing? Yeah, try to sing.
Because Zainab is very tense.
Hello, Zainab.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Any problems? No. Can you solve
Look
them?
beautiful.
Yeah,
So how was your weekend? How
Fine,
you doing?
thank you.
Tell
I'm
us a little bit about
fine.
yourself. For those that don't know Zainab.
Okay, my name is Zainab Ibrahim, a native of Kebbi State, Yauri local government. I am fully into business, a part-time journalist. I work as a stranger in Radio France International,
Right.
Hausa service.
Also, you speak Hausa?
Yeah.
She's
I'm Hausa by tribe.
She just dropped her Kebbi State
sorry.
origin.
Sorry.
Like
But I
that.
grew up in Lagos, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's nice.
so
Good to have you on the show.
thank you.
Let me not put you on the spot too much.
Well, I've been looking for a house, a beautiful lady for a very long time. Who I finally
She's
found.
meeting this
You just blended with our couch. All right. So I had a fabulous weekend also. I was at Kosan in the church on Sunday.
Mariah is talking at 10 on Friday.
We saw it.
TEDx Mende Women, and we'll be talking on Friday. I'm pretty excited about it. This thing is not easy. I have this. I'm going to rehearse my speech
Just
to you
in
guys.
case you are not excited, I'm excited on your behalf.
So we're rehearsing on Wednesday. We're going to somebody's house to rehearse. Friday is the big day. I mean, we have this online stuff we've been practicing with. There's a lady, Kathy. I can't remember her surname. Anyway, she's been helping us to prepare for the speech. And she said, listen, you got to start talking about it like a robot.
Yes.
People around you should be getting tired of you rehearsing because it should be in your head.
Practice on us.
And I've been practicing. So I'm going to give you my speech this morning. Thank God there's no meeting today. So we'll see how that goes.
Well done.
Thank you.
Really proud of you.
But we're also proud of Kosan. Kosan is doing great things. They're in the church yesterday at Trinity House. I was there. It was great to see everybody come together. I'm not sure why Kosan needed to go to church in the first place, but they're going to the mosque this Friday. So I'm not sure the idea, but at least.
I think that they do that Kosan week.
Yes,
where they go to church and do throughout the whole week.
Just like
they're having a ball on Wednesday. They're having different things outside.
And then they will now finally have an award
on some next Sunday. So cool. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, we're going to start with The Nation today. Maina, EFCC fined £6 million pension cash in UK bank. What in the world is that? Can you even write that with a pencil?
Let's try it out.
Okay, OGFZA orders, that's the Oil and Gas Free Zones Authority, orders 10-year audit of Tintels for unlawful operations. IMF banks must recapitalize. Why Attack and Fight was tough by Joshua. Pre-registered SIM, NCC summons operators. Police to quiz Omishore over assault on Adeleke. And the Air Vice Marshal driver died as SUV plunges into the Lagos Lagoon.
Should we talk about that SUV plunging
Yes.
into the lagoon? Air Vice Marshal, please remind me what his name is again. Adebola Fulusho or something like that. And his driver, they were driving towards the island on 3rd Mainland Bridge, collided with another vehicle and skidded into the lagoon. They were fished out by fishermen.
Last time,
Last time I rescued them with the
Last
car,
time.
they actually
brought out the car. I actually saw that picture.
And they also
but
said that
dead.
they both had their seatbelts on. The
Yeah.
car was flattened. They had to actually pull up the car, the roof, to be able to get them out. And the guy just flew in last week Tuesday from the UK. He came to Lagos for a burial. Really sad story.
Very, very sad. May
Our
their
hearts
souls
rest in peace.
perfect
And our hearts
peace.
go out to the family.
And then again, it's very important now to stress those people removing the metals, you know, that's supposed to protect cars.
We should be
during
arresting
accidents.
them for
We should be arresting
manslaughter.
them, yes,
Yeah.
very important.
Who has the major headline? Anybody read that story? The
Okay,
£6 million
bros,
read that
now
story?
AFCC, you know why they're still investigating him. In one of these investigations, they discovered this £6 million again.
You know, EFC is always discovering.
You know,
We
they
don't
are
just hear discovery, but we don't really hear a conviction.
Several
So I'm
sides to
tired
the
of
story.
the discovering for cash.
too many sides to the story. It's beginning to confuse somebody. Mena is releasing a video.
After
Yes.
discovering this money, what do they've not distributed the money, what do they use it for? You know?
Two conspiracy theories that usually when we find something, they find looted funds.
That's all.
You know, when there's a controversy, they find looted funds. Secondly, after they find looted funds, they will now tell us again they need to borrow. Why are you too
Exactly.
confused though?
Okay, moving on. Don't be
85
confused. There's
$85
nothing
million
confusing you
was
here.
returned out of 1.6
Moving on to Daily
billion.
Sun. APC crisis deepens. Plot against Oyegun thickens. Uncertainty trails neck meeting. Court orders Saraki Dogara to account for 500 billion naira. Igbo presidency in 2023, not negotiable, says Ohaneze. Unremitted revenue, Senate summons IGP, DSS, DG. Wike receives global award today, and Igbo traders close shops to hear Obiano speak in Lagos. Interesting.
I like that. Ohaneze, they are patiently waiting for 2023 for that Igbo president. They are not saying 2019.
I don't know why they keep moving it.
They are arranging themselves
I wanted
well.
to take the headline, the APC crisis.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, there's the next meeting that is about to hold, I think this week finally. There's a division within the House. Everybody on both sides. Some on one side wanting the party chairperson to remain, and some, especially those people from his own region, the Southwest, voting him out.
Right.
You know, for a lot of reasons. So, number one, he wasn't able to put the House together when they won the elections. The National Assembly key positions, he couldn't put the House
Right.
on one page, and a lot of other divisions that happened. One in the Osun elections that brought out their party member going to another party to win the elections, and a lot of divisions like
Other
that.
people said that Buhari is actually trying to defend him, trying to protect him.
In
because
another paper, they were saying that somebody, a source, mentioned that one of his offense is closeness to the presidency. And I'm quoting the paper.
Okay.
Don't worry, that should be Tribune.
What I'm excited about, hopefully, an Igbo president in 2023. I'll really
Are you
look forward.
serious?
I'll look forward to that.
There's so many injustices. I think maybe
How do you think Nigeria will turn into?
I think great. I think fantastic. It's about time. We need to actually. I think we need a different
I agree.
different view.
And we haven't had an Igbo president
Yeah.
since
For long,
democracy.
yeah.
So
I
I'm
also think
excited.
it's important they
I'm
have their
looking-
fair share. So
Yes.
the blame
I'm
is
definitely looking forward to it, and I'll
Yes.
definitely vote by
I
God.
think they deserve it, actually.
Yeah.
They voted.
Moving on now to Tribune. Atiku, Tinubu, Akonde governors plot Oyegun's removal.
Quotation.
Buhari rallies support for him. As APC caucus neck meetings hold today and tomorrow. Judge orders Saraki Dogara to account for 500 billion naira running cost to Senate and reps.
I have that story.
Southeast governors leaders meet in Enugu, say Anambra poll must hold in November 18th. Kogi Varsity ASU heads for court over prescription sack. Retired Air Vice Marshal of driver dies as SUV plunging into Lagos Lagoon. We talked about that. Nigeria's misery index worsens to 77%. Nwabuezi Adebanjo, others meet this week over North's position on restructuring. Names of Tyson, trees, Others were on INEC register when I took over, says Jega. And police invited Omishore over 2014 assault on late Adeleke.
2 articles.
Who read that? Yes,
I'll take the court to Saraki Dogara account for 500 billion running costs from 2006 to 2016. You remember that the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, had gone to Saraki and asked that he should disclose how much senators earn, and he told them to go to the budget. Anyway, they went to court. And the, I'm looking for the judge's name, Justice Rilwan Aikawa of the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos, has now said to the Senate and the House of Representatives, Nigerians deserve to know how much you have spent 500 billion
the issues being
in the last 10 years.
Were raised by Honorable Abdulmumini Jubrin when he was suspended, when he said that, you know, running costs of 1 trillion naira, 500 million of it was, you know, diverted by the house, the key leadership of the houses. And these people disputed those figures. Okay, release these figures and let's know how the running costs became, you know, pocket money. But they refused. And thank God the court is saying it's a matter worth looking into.
Who read the Jega story? Nobody read the Jega.
We did though. I missed Jega. He was describing...
Jega.
Did you read the story in Zainab?
No, I did not.
Go ahead.
He was describing how he met, you know, the registration records when he took over as the chairperson of INEC, and that, you know, there were so many fictitious names of trees. Tyson, you know, the foreign boxer, was also a Nigerian at the time, and he registered, you know, he had to put everything together, and we you know, you could see what Jega did.
No, but Jega also mentioned, though, that all former President Jonathan wanted for the country was stronger democracy. Yes. And I'm wondering where that came from. Because in the days when we're all criticizing the former president,
Jega couldn't have said anything less. It was during Jonathan's era where he suggested, you know, the voters, what card?
Yeah, the smart read,
card reader. And you know that he was approved. So, you know, a proper democracy was the idea, and we saw it happen.
Moving on to Vanguard. Take action on Southeast roads. Governors, Igbo leaders tell Buhari. Let's see. Nigeria appears more divided than ever before, says Atiku Abubakar. As crude price hits $60, excess crude revenue rises to 11.1 billion naira daily. Intel threatens to sue OGFZA over false malicious allegations. Positioning Nigeria for prosperous future, says Adewashun. Power firms lose 500 million naira to Vandal, says Discos. And bodies of AVM, that's the Air Vice Marshal Martin's driver, recovered after vehicle plunge into lagoon. I wish I read Vanguard.
I read the major headline where the Southeast leaders are asking the presidency to please look into southeastern major roads that they've deteriorated since 2015. That they've always been in bad condition, they know, but that they've just gone, you know, to the ruins. And so they're asking for federal government intervention in the southeast.
I'm glad that crude prices have increased. Hopefully our revenue increases, we won't have to borrow again.
Fortunately, that's not the issue. It's just our
excess crude revenue rises to 11.1 billion naira.
That is increasing.
Daily.
I'm always wondering, you know, we had a guest on this couch who educated us on the excess crude reserve. You know, it's really of no benefit to us that we're reserving, just to give us a buffer.
What it means is that you have good relations internationally when people see that you have money in your excess crude oil reserve.
You're supposed to have a minimum amount of money in your excess crude account.
Yes. Money is not just sitting in the account. It must be, somebody must be using it.
Yeah, we must use it.
We borrowed from it in the last administration now to
eventually.
Yes, if you build it up enough, you're able to even go to the World Bank and use that as a buffer to ask for money.
Article saying that we're divided. Who read the story?
I wanted to talk about Omishore, where
I also wanted to talk about this article.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, with the way Nigeria is, you know, different tribes, and with the way things are going, things are being expensive, people are fighting here and there. That's why he's saying that Nigeria appears divided, because some people are in support of the present government, some are saying no, some are saying whatever the case may be, they are all the same, you know. That's why he's saying...
So do you believe Atiku?
That Nigeria is more divided than ever?
No, to some extent, I would say yes, just a little. Let's say 40%, then 60% no.
Okay.
All right. Our final paper is The Guardian, which we might not be able to take. Middle East investors move to take over Nigerian airports. Fresh trouble for Atiku's intels as OGFZA alleges rules violation. Court orders the National Assembly leadership to account for 500 billion. We talked about that. 12 trillion projects abandoned nationwide, survey reveals. All right, so
let's take the headline.
Very quickly. I think it was pretty hot over the weekend where our vice president was making that comment. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, our hot topic today is identifying corporate thieves amongst us. And later, we discuss how we can be more secure, especially in Lagos. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So according to reports, 2 corporate thieves were arrested by the Rapid Response Squad of the Lagos State Police Command. One was decked in a brown jacket, trousers, doing his operation. The other was dressed in a black suit, like he was going to church. Also, there was a story of a woman who took a bus from Berger, heading towards the island early in the morning with her passengers who seemed dressed for work. Unknown to her, the occupants were robbers. How do you identify corporate thieves in order to avoid being victims? Later on the show, we're going to have in the SP of police, SP Dolapo Badmus. She's going to come in to tell us about security. But we'd like to hear your own experiences. So when she comes in, she can have the directions on what to do when this kind of situations happen. Tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So talking about corporate thieves. Have you had any of these experiences? Because even there was recently, this was not a corporate thief.
Yeah.
While I was driving right here, near the Apostolic, towards my office, there was a bit of traffic. And I actually practically sandwiched the man with the next car. The man was trying to get, he jumped into him. The woman's window was halfway down. He jumped in so smoothly, picked up the phone, fell on my car and ran off. My husband was shocked. He parked the car, chased after the man, but unfortunately, the guy was he was so fast.
He's very fast.
He crossed over to the Ikorodu Road. The guy jumped down to the Ikorodu Road. My husband was like, man, if not that, because we saw the guy, but we didn't understand. So these thieves are armed robbers around. We know the police commissioner is doing everything to help curb and stop issues of security in our state, but people are still there. I mean, I don't know if you have any experiences of thieves, especially corporate thieves. Let me come to you, Zainab.
Okay. Like, basically, corporate thieves are very, very difficult to identify.
Right.
In fact, they are hard to identify. But as an individual, you have to be self-conscious. You have to be conscious of your environment. And then when you see someone wandering around, going forth and front, back, everywhere, aimlessly, without anything, you don't know this person, you have to raise an alarm because you don't know what the person will do to you the next minute. And you know, corporate thieves, like I said, you can't identify them because they are just like every other person. They dress normal. They might, they might appear in form of a student, a worker, a working class person, a passerby, and so on.
It happened in my church, actually, where a man properly dressed stole a phone. Unfortunately, he didn't realize there was CCTV. So when somebody else complained that, they stole my phone, Usher just took him straight to the person. CCTV. Please, which area did you sit again? There. And I saw the guy. It was so easy. Like,
thanks to CCTV, but you know, in this day and age of social media, when all of us are distracted, tweeting, Instagram, selfie, and all that, a lot of things happen. I remember back in the days, you would know when a stranger is within the community, and you would know because we knew each other. We lived a communal life. Growing up, I knew what was happening. We used to have cases of strangers coming into the community, and immediately they nab them. People would believe money, wanting more. You know, those kind of things happen. But nowadays, everybody's on the phone. You're in a bus. You don't even know the person sitting beside you. And you know, in one of the stories we read, one was corporately dressed, and that person picked over 19,000 from someone's pocket. Yes. That means, you know, that person was totally, you know, distracted on that ride. He wasn't bothered about the next person.
They're usually smooth. Even if you aren't distracted, the way they will remove the money, you won't feel it.
No, that's what they used to say. They used to say they use jazz. They have to use jazz to remove money from people.
You know, there was a day, one of our neighbors, he's an Igbo man. he was going for his meeting, his language meeting. So he was dressing really expensive. He tied his wrapper, his white, his hat with the feather, you know, and his walking stick, and he had nothing on him, but he was looking really, really expensive. So when he was going, there was a bus that was calling in passengers, but unfortunately, everybody in that vehicle was not a passenger. They were all thieves.
Wow.
And they were coming in from different angles, from different bus stops.
Wow.
There was a woman that was supposed to enter that bus, but because she was carrying load, they told her not to enter. Then when they were moving, the vehicle was not full, but when they got to another bus stop, they called again. I can't remember the name of the bus stop, but they called passengers again. Somebody came from nowhere and entered the vehicle, and they are all thieves. So on their way going, it was a planned walk. On their way going, they now told the man that you are under arrest. The person sitting in front brought out a gun.
Jesus.
He said you are under arrest, and the man is a military personnel. He now told them Esprit de Corps. He brought out his ID card and told them Esprit de Corps. They said you are under arrest, Esprit de Corps. You are under arrest, Esprit de Corps. They said, "Okay, if you know one corporate, we'll tell you now. Bring out everything within your body now." That's how,
real?
Sincerely, the man doesn't have anything. He was just coming back from his meeting.
Right.
He had only garden egg that he bought for his children and some little change
Imagine
for
that.
transportation.
So you see
That's serious. That's serious, because what Zainab is just saying now is that a planned move, let's say a journey from here to
That's one chance now.
Isheri now, and everybody on the journey, joining the journey, knew when to join the bus.
That's one chance now. Usually,
Yeah,
One chance is when they are already seated in the bus, you are probably the last passenger or unknown passenger, and that bus takes off from that point.
Right.
You know that everybody is changed. But when you take a bus and you see people joining the bus and everybody joining the bus also unknown to you.
But there was a time that when you go to the market, you don't take your bags. But now people just, because I went to the market to Gorodom or recently, and people had their bags. They were just very comfortable.
how do you carry
But
your
there was a
phone?
time that you have to go with a pouch or you go with stuff. You know, you have to be very careful then. Back then, when you go to the market, but now people just take it for granted, carry their big bags. It's open, and I'm wondering, why is everybody acting as if it's not a big deal?
You see, the issue of corporate thieves that I've experienced, you're usually a sitting duck, most times in traffic. And, you know, stories that I've heard of recent, those guys aren't wasting time and waiting for you to wind down, man. They're breaking windows open. You know, before they will say to us, make sure that your windows are up. I've been attacked once on 3rd Mainland Bridge, and it was because the car at the time didn't have AC. My windows were down, and I saw the guy in my mirror. But I was in traffic. There was nowhere for me to run to. Now, when Zainab says, be careful, when you see somebody dressed up in suits, looking like he's going to church or he's going around his business, you're not going to suspect that kind of person. When you see somebody hawking gala in traffic, you're not going to think that I want to buy gala, I'm going to endanger myself. So for me, I'm a little lost.
Right.
You know, on how to deal with it.
That's why we have Dolapo Badmus here to tell us. But
like I said earlier, it's very important now that you know, because it's just well painted about the Lagos market women carrying their bags. Doesn't mean the situation has changed. We have bag slicers on the island. I have experienced that during my wedding when my bag was sliced. So they will follow you, or when the crowd is pushing on you like that, try as much as possible to get out of the crowd, because that's my experience. Get out of the crowd, someone is cutting your bag. You just find all your things have dropped out of the bag and you're still hanging it. So, you know,
or the footstone there for you.
Are there any tweets on this?
Fuma says, there's no way to identify them actually. You just have to be self-conscious. Also, government should provide employment. Babangida says, Northern governors specialize in begging for more funds. I would look for a few more.
Okay, let's wrap up this conversation. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring in our Iron Lady, SP Dolapo Badmus, to come and explain to us how we can be more secure in Lagos State. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So criminality across our states seems to be increasing sometimes, and the people are devising different tactics on how to go about these ways. Today, we shall be looking at the security issues around us and how to keep abreast of what police is doing to curtail the issue of security. Joining us on the show is Police PRO for Zone 2 Command, covering Lagos and Ogun, Superintendent of Police Dolapo Badmus. Welcome to the show, ma.
Good to be here.
Tweet to us at TVC Connect, please. Hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So the conversation is in two ways. You heard earlier about corporate thieves, you know. We know the CP is doing so much to ensure that kidnapping has reduced drastically. So we've hardly heard of the Bado issue. Things have reduced generally, you know, but when it now comes to theft, maybe stealing in the house, or somebody coming to dupe you, someone trying to get in, those things, it's almost like the police can hardly find a way to curb those. These are individual decisions to do these kind of things. What is the police doing to help us, not just to stop those from doing it, but even to help us to be safer, to be more aware of our environment?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that's part of the reason why I'm here this morning. We want to do a lot of orientation to the members of the public because, you know, these criminals don't give up. When you block this way, they devise another means. When you block that way, they devise another means. So that's the reason why we want to do a lot of orientation for members of the public. Right now, like Jumoke mentioned the other time, and like someone opens the door or you opens the car door or bring down or even break the glass and pick up a bag from the car. And that's where we tell members of the public, especially ladies, when you're driving, make sure that your bag and your baggages are not on the chair. You know, people just drop their bags just on the seat, their phones on the seat. I know. I know. A lot of women do that. And it's like, you know, you are attracting, you know, the robbers, because what they do is to scout around and check who is careless, in quote. And then when they see that they want to attack, you know, of recent, if you pass through the 3rd Mainland Bridge, especially in the evening, what the Lagos State Command did was to deploy a lot of policemen around the bridge. And then, yes, and then because they know, you know, the robbers know that 3rd Mainland Bridge is out of it right now. So they are going into the feeder roads and they want to attack people. And then how do you identify them? You know, like you said, corporately. A lot of times policemen, you know, they arrest people you see they've dressed corporately. And then when you see police, you are in your car and you see police just picked someone dressed up, you will be like, oh my shit, police, why are they arresting this innocent looking man? And every other thing. So you'll be in the forefront of, you know, castigating the police for doing that. But you are not part of the investigation. You don't know the reason why they are arrested.
I had an experience recently. I don't leave my bags on the car seats. I do not. But women driving are vulnerable when your windows are down. Like Jumoke said, I don't have an AC in my car. So I drive with my windows down. But I see these people that, you know, she described, taking advantage of road reconstruction or renovations. The Oshodi Apapa Expressway, along the Oshodi bus stop presently, is undergoing reconstruction. We have potholes there. When I was attacked, it was due to pothole. A truck had broken down and caused traffic. I was just driving innocently, and these guys were the ones helping us divert traffic. Unsuspectingly, they just attacked me because I was vulnerable. Fualo was the word. Give us money, give us money. And I didn't even have my purse closed, talk less of giving them any money. So I was confused initially, like what could have attracted them. But you know, these things happen. And the important thing is that, you know, we have surveillance there. I called the police. I expect, now I still drive along the road. I do not see any presence of police around there. So what do you have to say about, you know?
Oh, okay. Like I rightly said, you have, you know, the leadership of the force, you have our contact number. You can raise your own, you know, what you notice, you can raise it to us. We have enough platforms where you can discuss all of that with us. And I agree with you, you know, there's these people that are saying, Omonile, they will tell you that, you know, they are area boys, they are jobless people, but they come under the guise of we own the land. You will agree with me that a lot of time police have clamped down on them. We've arrested them. We've even taken them, you know, to court. But most times you see people coming out to say, what have they done? Is it an offense for them to, you know, to stroll about the street? Is their vicinity, you know?
Okay. And in the area of local policing, everybody believes that, listen, the vigilante groups know their communities even much more than the police officers. What is, I mean, I also know that you're also in charge of Ogun State, so you're in Zone 2, Lagos and Ogun. What is the state doing to to partner with these vigilante groups to help be able to secure those areas. I know Lagos State tried to inaugurate LNC. I'm not seeing a lot of them on the road. I've seen maybe in your area, but my area, I'm not really seeing a lot of them. What are they doing exactly to help us be safer, to feel safer?
Okay, like we rightly say all the time that the leadership of the force is clamoring for community policing. And you know, community policing transcends beyond even local vigilante people. I tell people, you are also police, you are also police, we are all police. The difference is that you are out of uniform. We are within you. You say in Western world, everyone police their area, their vicinity. When you hear anything, you call 911, you call on the police immediately. And that's why we are encouraging people, you know, to be part of this. When you see anything go wrong, you call 767 or 112. At least in Lagos, we know of that it's working here. And then coming back to your question, like the Lagos State Police Command CP Moime Edgar, I'm aware that he launched this community policing. He visited all the area commands in Lagos State Command to partner with them and let them know that, okay, now this is your own police. Connect with us, trust us, and then we will deliver. Like yesterday night, you know, while we were tracking, you know, both Lagos and Ogun, we discovered that the CP was out, you understand, in the night. And he was talking to people he met on the road. Street people, what is your problem? What is going on in your area? And a lot of people actually came out and said, Commissioner of Police, we have never seen this type of thing. And then, you know, they told him everything. Yes. They told him everything he needed to know. And he asked them that, how do we go about it? Okay, this is what police want to do. What are you guys going to do?
He seems ready for the job.
There was communication.
So my question to him, therefore, is if the armed robbers and corporate thieves know that the 3rd Mainland Bridge and maybe the Ikorodu Road, maybe not necessarily Ikorodu Road. Ikorodu Road is still porous. So if they're running away because the 3rd Mainland is well guarded and they're going into the inter streets, what do we do?
Okay.
The police and the people.
Okay. You know, for the fact that the 3rd Mainland Bridge is well guarded does not mean that every other place is abandoned.
Okay.
If you go around now, you will see, hardly will you walk 500 meters without seeing police vehicles stationed.
Right.
Yes.
Do you understand? You see it RRS, you see it the local police one, you see it from point to point.
May I interrupt you?
Okay.
And give you a typical example of somebody who was attacked on Western Avenue and not far away, her window was broken, she was driving an SUV. She ran to the police vehicle and they said to her, hey, yeah, madam, these boys have started again because it happened in traffic. And the police know that a lot of them are in traffic, parading like they're hawkers. So it's not for the absence of police on the road.
Any point you see a complacent police officer, report. It happens in all organizations. Not everyone is actually dedicated to the duty. Do you understand? Because the reason why they are posted there is, one, to be proactive and to be reactive. Okay. So in case that you feel, okay, they need to respond and they are not responding, just get their plate number, you know, forward it to the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State. He has spread his number everywhere. And then they will be, you know, they will face it for you know, being
complacent. What is the police force doing to reassure citizens of trusting in the police for justice when, you know, people decide that when they report an offender or they catch an offender at the point of crime, instead of having a mob justice happen on the person, they take the person to police station, but they find out the person is released. How does this happen, and how can you reassure the populace of trust in police?
Well, like I will tell each and everyone that, like I've been saying, it's a new dawn, you know, with the police. You need to trust the police. But why trusting the police, I also, you know, do a caveat for people. It's not everyone you see move on the road that are police officers. So you don't just feel I have an information, then I see a policeman moving on the road, and I say, excuse me, police officer, and then you reveal information. We've seen where insurgents put on uniforms. We've seen where robbers put on uniforms. So you need to know what you're dealing with. And it's on that basis that we tell people that be familiar with your local police. Do you understand? Yes.
And they know me.
Yes. That's better. Yes. You move in, it doesn't take anything away from you.
Faces.
Yes. Yes, we encourage even people that are not popular faces. And I know that in the formation within Lagos and Ogun, the AIG in charge, AIG Adamu Ibrahim, gave it out to the CP that he must inform all the DPOs to paste their number. You know, in the 4 walls of the station. So when you move into the station, you pick the DPO's number, you talk to the DPO, and then you're fine with that.
I was going to ask
understand?
you what, okay, I'll come to Zainab. I was going to ask you what Ogun State, I mean, in comparison, because I know you work in both, Lagos, and see how both states are doing concerning issues of security. I'm not trying to, I don't want you to put any governor down, but I know that in last 2 weeks, I've been taking, and the first night I had to take my son at 1:30 or 2 a.m. I rushed him to the hospital. It was really, really hot. Myself and my husband looked at each other like, we're out, 2 a.m. But we just had to enter the car. And we drove out on CMD Road. And honestly, I saw 2 police points. Everywhere was well lit. So it was like I was driving in like 7 p.m. And I felt safe. Second day, the same thing happened. This time I had to go to a different hospital. Same thing, well lit. And I saw police stand at the Kudirat Abiola. I saw another police, you know. So I was like, okay, why am I scared? I feel like I'm driving like 7 p.m. So I felt that kind of safety. I must attest to that. But in Ogun State, is it the same? I mean, what is the governor of the CP or the government doing to keep people in that region also safe? And what could you advise them to do better?
Well, on various occasions, we've been opportune to meet with the, with the 2 governors, the AIG, in company of my AIG. I can say categorically that the 2 of them, they are ever ready to support security. And every governor knows that when there is no, security in your state, there will be trouble because you can't rule in peace. True. So I think the 2 of them, are ready to partner with the police. And then you live in Lagos, you have cited your example. Perhaps maybe we can see someone that lives,
call him from Ogun State.
And then tell us what is happening in Ogun State. But from my own end, I want to concern myself about the police officers. Do you understand? What is their job delivery? What is their service input? And I think we should care more about that and encourage them to do more.
Okay, Ma, as regards these cooperatives, I want to talk about beggars. There are also some of them, I would say. And that's the main reason why you will just see somebody will be passing by and another, like a beggar will be begging him, seriously begging. If you don't turn and look at that person, or if you don't help him, people might think you're heartless or you're not nice. That's why you're not helping that beggar. But most at times, these beggars are the thieves. Especially the disabled ones, because they try as much as possible to make themselves look disabled. At times, they might be having their 2 legs, they will be walking normal, but they would, these short videos they send around. If you see them, they are funny, but some of them are true.
Okay, so we'll let the CP answer that question right after this break. Let's stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have SP, the Dolapo Badmus, with us. I think I have Ola from Ogun State. Ola, are you there? Right. I think we lost that
we
call.
wanted him to tell us how the security in Ogun. Okay, so I have a few of them. Ahmed says, also police should also stop harassing and unlawful detention is the order of the day in my area here. Kola Adegbero says, thanks for bringing this woman here. She deserves to be police PR. Well articulate.
Thank you.
Taiwo says, through which means can we make our complaints? And Daniel Tommy says, SP, you look stunning, ma. Is it proper for SARS officers to search guys with tattoos on the road and arrest them?
Well, I think this issue of tattoo has to do with mindset on the part of the police and also on the part, of, the members of the public. Even parents will tell you when you, as a child, you're putting tattoo on your body, they will, are you turning to a criminal? Why are you tattooing your body and everywhere you know? So if parents can have that mindset, then how much more of the police officer out there? And I think based on experience, most times we get all of these bad boys. You will see them, tattoo all over their body, dragon, snakes, you know, they have their ways of putting lion and every other thing. But I must agree with you that not everyone that have tattoo on their body are criminals.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yeah. We know a lot of people have been complaining about the SARS, about SARS, about SARS. We are aware of that. But at the same time, we know that most of these SARS boys also, our men, they are doing well. But, you know, it has come to a stage. I know the CP Lagos still talked about training and retraining. Okay. You saw the CP Kwara has done his own. Right. The CP Lagos is taking clue from that. Right. And so it will go around. I think it's about patience.
I think Ola is still there.
Yes.
Thanks, Colin. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to commend the ladies. You are doing a very great job.
Thank you very much, Ola. Go ahead.
Yeah, and as regards the policing issue, the security issue in Lagos, I think the Lagos State Police Command, they are really trying. But there's actually an issue I would like them to address. Right. I don't know, maybe it's normal or it's part of their routine for people to meet people on the road and ask for their phones and check through their phones. This has been a continuous menace in the society.
That's what
Of recent, I was going out with a friend. We were actually coming back from the burial ceremony. And we got to Beggar bus stop. And some policemen just stopped myself and my friend. Like, they wanted to see our phones. So I demanded for the ID card. They showed me the ID card. And I gave them my phone. But I would just like her to address the issue.
Thank you. That's a fantastic question, which is similar to the tattoo. What is that probable cause that lets police say, hey, stop and search? What is that thing that allows the police to do that, especially for people that they're asking for their phones?
Well, like, you know, sometimes back, the AIG in charge of Zone 2 directed that on no account should any police officer or men within Lagos and Ogun search anybody's phone. Mm-hmm. It's still an existing and a substantive order. And I was detailed, you know, to grant interview concerning that, and I think the video trended. We're still standing by it, you know. When you are not under any investigation in the police station, not on the road, not on the street, nobody should pick up your phone and search it. Right. It is wrong. And then I've always, you know, tell members of the public, you know, have a way of reporting misconduct of the police officers. And also have a way of reporting the good deeds of the police officers. Well, that's one. And we will all be better.
That we should tell you when you do well.
Yes, Extreme is saying, making sense. Force police to admit there's a problem with some police officers and advising public to report them. Jokwando says, when you become too familiar with police, criminals will mistake you for informant and thereby endangering your life. What is the protection method around informing the police if you notice a crime?
Well, you don't need to shout it on top of the roof that I am now close to the DPO or that I'm now close to the DCO or that I'm now the friend of the CP. Yes, everybody is expected to be my friend because I'm the police relations officer, you know, public relations officer. So fantastic if you are close to me, that's not a bad idea. But, you know, going to the DPO, you understand, lots of times we see people at the end of the day. We've had instances where you come and give information to the DPO, and then you rap with the DPO, and the DPO say, okay, in the night, tonight, we're going to bounce on them. And the man goes back to, you know, beer parlor, and they sit and said, oh, don't worry, they will get them tonight. You know, you are the one that, you know, gave the information, and then you have gone back to let them know. And then when they are picked up, then people add 2 + 2 and say, it must have been you. But you will now say, oh, you've given information to the police, and then you've been arrested.
Let me take this call. Alhaji Subar, are you still there?
I am here. Yeah, you see, my point is this. In Lagos State, I believe the Lagos State government had tried, they have tried very well in terms of providing, you know, amenities, finance, you know, equipment. But what is happening now, I'm happy that you mentioned something on the third mainland bridge, that these people, they have taken a new dimension. Look, in those days, the police have a lot of departments. In fact, they have CID. You people can pretend. In fact, I remember during the time of Adeusi, which is Commissioner of Police in CID, some women police will pretend like a mad person. Look, if you go to Yanoba now, God to say that you should not enter into one chance people. You see, I expect police to have a new dimension. Entering ball, in Mufti, see, checkmate all these people. That is one. And look at in Ikeja, Madam, in the Dolapo, I don't know what is happening. We're not in the jungle city. Look at Okada, you know, facing one way, passing the police, you know, the police station. What is happening? you know, somebody will not come to the street to come and...
Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to start with the issue of Okada that you have just raised. Well, in the last couple of years, the task force, the rapid response team, the command, they've been arresting.
Very true.
And it's a matter of arresting and crushing. And then you still see people not giving up. You understand? And if you go all out there, you will see, in case they are riding and they see a police vehicle, you will see the way they will ride dangerously, not minding if they will die or kill the person they are carrying. And I think it has to do with our mentality, our mindset. Most of us don't like obeying the law. You know, we just want to break the law at all costs. And then the second issue of the intelligence gathering, well, I will tell you that we're doing it. Yesterday night, you understand, there was an intelligence that some guys, you know, are using Sienna bus to rob. And then the CP was out, everyone was out. Yesterday night, they were, you know, they were arrested. You understand what I'm saying? And then we don't need to come out and be telling you that we want to go by the Yoruba adage that say, Ajiyen Lagun. Yeah, all
right, we have to run, but this conversation can't end because there's so many questions, issues of people going to the hospital and they're asking for police reports. I thought that was banned, but I hear it's still going on.
No, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen again.
It doesn't happen.
It shouldn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Because, excuse me, I think that issue of gunshots, you know, you come to hospital with gunshot wound and they want to have police report. And I think that thing happened because the thing came into law because they wanted to be sure. You know, most times the armed robbers have running battle with the police and they escape with gunshot wound.
And we'll bring you back to talk more about that because we have to run out of time. Sorry about that. All right, that's all we can take on the show today. I hope you learned a few things. Please be safe, and whatever you do, just understand that report to the police, no matter what, because we are all police, as she has said. Please report. The numbers are 767 and 112. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you for